I'm Jeff Philbin, and this is Dinner DeeAs. And today, a tasty twosome, tenders and tots. My tips and tricks for a family dinner that children will want to eat, but one that grown-ups won't feel guilty about serving. Every day here in the Dinner DeeAs kitchen, we try to bring you deliciously different ideas for dinner and help answer that age-old question, what's for dinner? Joe sent us an email asking, I want to see Jeff make some kids' meals. I don't see a lot of chicken tenders made, so I'd love for you to make it. Hey, Joe, how about a whole kids' meal? My chicken tenders with tater tots and even a bonus Purple Rain smoothie to sneak in some superfoods on the side. So let's get started, my friends. Now, what I've already done here is I've just taken some russet potatoes. I've had them soak in the water so they didn't oxidize. And all I've just done here is I've just peeled them. I just wanted to get the skins off of them because this is going to form our tater tots. Now, they're just going to go dropped right in to our salted boiling water. And all I'm going to just do is I'm going to let these simmer here at about a medium-high heat here and for about 6 to 7 minutes, which gives me the chance now to then go with what's going to become our marinade. Now, inside this buttermilk, we're just going to go with just a little bit of some salt, a little cayenne pepper. Now, you could also do a shortcut here if you didn't want to use cayenne pepper and just put a few splashes of some hot sauce. Absolutely gets the job done. A little bit of some paprika. And what I really like here is just a little bit of some garlic powder. Now, again, this is what I like to use for my marinade for my chicken tenders, but if you want to add something else to it, you certainly can. But I find that this gives just that nice little bit of heat and flavor as I whisk all of these ingredients together. Now, on Dinner DeeAs, we solve the age-old question of what's for dinner. But when it comes to tenders, what's the proper amount? It's up to you. But within about a pack here, we've got about 1.5 pounds here of some chicken tenders straight out of the package. And you're probably going to get about maybe 8 or so tenders in there. So roughly speaking, maybe it's like 2 for a kid, 3 for an adult. So we're just going to start off with 1 pack here. And we're going to roughly see probably about 8 or so in there. So we've got 2 right there. We've got another 3, so that makes the 5. 7, 8, 9. So we got 9 in this one here. And all we're going to do here is we're going to just pop them inside our bowl here that had all of our liquid ingredients. All right, let's pop this into our fridge here after we take our plastic wrap. Let's move this over here. And all I want to just do, put the lid right on top and then drag it across here. Very nice. And we're just going to seal this up so that way it's nice before it hits inside our fridge. Now, these are going to marinate here for upwards of 24 hours. You absolutely can do 24 hours in this one here, and all that flavor is going to be absolutely fantastic. These ones have been marinating for 24 hours, but a baseline would be anywhere between 4 hours to 24. So if you want to start this at lunchtime and you had that moment, working from home or had a chance to pop back at the house and get them started, you absolutely can, because by the time you come back home, you're ready to rock and roll. So we're just going to let these sit over on the side here while we start thinking about what's going to be our breading. So we've got a base here of all-purpose flour, which is really what you want. The other piece that I like to add in here is a little bit of baking powder. Now, this is going to have some cornstarch in there, and what's going to happen is it's going to make it really crispy and hold to the batter really, really nice, okay? This is really an important part of it, so don't skip on that one. We're going to add just a little bit of some salt. We're going to add a little bit of some garlic powder. We're going to add some mustard powder. We're going to add some ground ginger, a little bit of some paprika. We've got a little black pepper. We also have a little bit of some white pepper. And then this is really where you can have a lot of fun here. This is just Italian seasoning. And this is going to have a lot of the flavors that you're looking for when you get that really great bite of a chicken tender. Now, this is going to have your rosemary. It's going to have your thyme. It's going to have your dried basil for a sweetness behind it. It's also going to have the marjoram. For me, that is what I'm looking for. And if you want to add any more of those ingredients, you absolutely can. We're going to give this a nice little quick whisk, so that way then we can incorporate our flour and all of our dry spices. And I know that it's going to have a nice even bite. Now, I'm going to put some gloves on. I always like to have gloves at the house. They're really easy to find on Amazon, and they really do a great job for easy cleanup. Chicken for me, especially with the kids, and with Shem in particular right now, where he's touching everything, I like to be smart and I like to be safe around the house. So all I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna pull them out and drop them right in to my bowl. And we're just gonna do some nice small batches here. To grab my recipe for these homemade tenders plus the tots I'm cooking up, go to dinnerdeas.com. Get your kids to scan the QR code with their phone to find us even faster. And they'll know this, but for your and my benefit, you open the camera app and aim it at the TV as if you're about to take a photo, but line up that box in the corner in the viewfinder and a link to us will pop up. Now I've got a nice hot Dutch oven here with just vegetable oil. And I'm just gonna place them in here. Now, I know that my chicken is a little bit colder, so I have my temperature a little bit hotter so I can regulate it. But I'm trying to have that oil hovering anywhere between about 350 to about 375 here. But again, I start it higher because I know that that oil is gonna drop. When we come back, from tenders to tots, how I prep taters to make my version faster than using frozen. Ahead on Dinner Deas. Welcome back to Dinner Deas, where we're doing kid-friendly cooking, but perfect for big kids too. My homemade chicken tenders with tater tots, plus my purple rain smoothie. More on that later. Before the break, I got the tater tots started by peeling and simmering whole taters in salted water. And while they were going, I made the marinade for the chicken tenders, combining buttermilk, salt, cayenne pepper, garlic powder, and paprika, and got that in the fridge. You want anywhere between 4 to upwards of 24 hours for that to work its magic. And we had some that I made earlier. I got the breading made by combining all-purpose flour with baking powder to keep it crispy. That's the trick right there, my friends. Salt, Italian seasoning, black pepper, sweet paprika, garlic powder, ground ginger, white pepper, and ground yellow mustard. Yeah, it sounds like it's a lot, but trust me, you're gonna absolutely love it. Dip those chicken in and got them frying in the vegetable oil for about 4 minutes over here. So that's where they've been. And let's see what's going on over here with these. Now they look good. These look crispy, they look golden brown, and that's what I want. I'm just gonna lay them over here on a sheet pan with just a nice oven rack. And the reason why I don't wanna lay them flat onto a plate, but I want them to have a little bit of height, is that air. I want them to make sure that they're just not gonna just sit in all of this oil, because no one wants a mushy tender. You want something that's gonna be golden, brown, delicious, fried for that nice crispiness. Now, while these are super hot too, and that oil is still on, perfect time to always hit them with just a little bit extra salt while it's kind of acting as its glue. Now, these look really, really good, but the test of making sure that they're actually gonna be cooked to that desired temperature is just using the thermometer here. And I wanna make sure that it hits 165 and above, 164, and rising, and rising. And we've hit 165, so we know that they are ready and absolutely delicious. So these can sit over here and rest while we work on our tater tots. Now, I've got my oil still hot over here, which is perfect. This makes use of this oil because, one, it's hot. So why kind of like use hot oil, bring them out, keep the same pot, keep everything going. It's just another step over here to make your tater tots. Now I had our potatoes that I boiled for about 7 minutes over here. Just I wanted to soften them and cook them just a little bit, but not truly make them too much, too mushy, too mashed. I want to have that texture that you find in a great tater tot. Or if you want to do this in bulk and freeze some of it, you can make hash browns with it as well. All I've got here is my potato and a box grater and a bowl to catch everything. And all I'm going to just do is I'm just going to shave my potato with the box grater here. And because they're just been simmering a little bit, they're easy to shred, but they're not really becoming too mashed and too mushy. And that's how I know that I cooked them just right. Now, because I've got right here 4 potatoes, I mean, you're talking upwards here about 3, maybe 4 dozen. But again, this is also what you're thinking of is, what's the size? What's that portion size going to be for each of the taters? Now, because I'm also doing a little bit extra, if you wanted to do the same, you can. And by doing so, as I was saying, you can have a hash brown. You can make a nice little patty out of that and just get a couple. But right here, about 4 potatoes, and these were good-sized potatoes. We're talking about 3 dozen or so. You know, because we're eating with the family, this is a perfect opportunity to bring the kids involved in this part of the process by learning the safeties of a box grater, having some fun in the process of being able to know that they just accomplished something and they're able to make something with you, which is really, really fun and special. So I've got my potatoes here. Now, you think that they're ready. They're not. What I wanted to do is if you had cheesecloths at the house, you certainly can use that. But for a lot of folks, you probably don't. So here's a little tip. I've got some paper towels that I've lined with just a nice cloth terry towel. And all I want to do here is I just want to bring my sides in together. And I'm just going to squeeze and twist it. I want to release any extra moisture that may be in there. Now, because I've got the paper towel, it's creating that barrier between what's going to be a clean cloth material for me to be able to have that nice absorption. That's nice. I still have that nice texture behind it, and I could just kind of shred this up a little. You can still see how it just opens up and shreds, but that moisture is gone, and that's what I wanted on this one here. We could throw these pieces away and clean up as we go. Now we're gonna add just a little bit of some flour and just a little bit of some cornstarch. That's gonna help with just that beautiful crispiness behind it. And then we're also gonna add in some spices over here. We got some garlic powder, we got some onion powder, we got a little salt, and we've got white pepper. Now, I love white pepper for this one. There's 2 real reasons why the white pepper is important for this dish. One, the color. You're not gonna have the black cracked pepper in here, and you're not gonna have that speckling of that black in there. That white pepper is going to really show that beautiful opaqueness of it, number 1. But number 2, it's a soft, mild flavor as well. Because of that, your kids are gonna really say, ooh, wow, I'm getting all of what I need with salt and pepper, but I'm not having that bite of pepper that sometimes a kid is like, ew, I don't like that. And they don't have to see it. We got 1 egg as well. And all we're going to do is just bring this together. And as you can see, all I'm using is just my hands to incorporate everything in and making sure that I'm scooping everything along the bowl so I can be able to get it all together. Now, here comes the fun part. All we're going to do here is we're going to just make, what I like to do is take a little bit in my hand at first, and you can see all of that shredded potato right there. Roll them as if they're like really nice little meatballs, so to say, okay? And once they start to really kind of form in a shape and kind of get going, then you can kind of shape them however you want. You want to have that nice little bit of like that nub that you kind of see and expect from a tater tot. You have that opportunity right there. But if I put them all together and kind of mash it in with my palms, I'm able to have greater control, and they're starting to really come together. To grab my recipe for this kid's cuisine, and yes, grown-ups can have it too, head to dinnerdeals.com. Just scan the QR code in the corner of the screen. And then we have another one right here. A little bigger on that one. And now I'm gonna probably take that last one back a little bit. That one's a little bit too big in comparison to what my goal is. The one that you see over here, that's kind of that model that you really want. The one to the right of it, look at that. That's not good. That's not right. But the great thing about this particular dish is that if you don't like that part, take a little bit off and then form it the way that it needs to be. You want about an ounce here. That was just a little bit too much here. The idea is supposed to be a tater tot, a little small thing. Not supposed to be bigger than that. And so now we're back to being uniform here. Let's get one more in here before we hop that into our nice oil here. All right. We'll get a couple inside our oil here. And again, we've kept that oil about 350, just a little bit more. I just raised it just a little bit so that way then I can be able to make sure that I have a means for this to be cool, and we know that it's going to temper that oil. We're going to just drop it straight in to our hot oil here. Give it that last little firm press, drop them right in. And these here are just going to take a couple minutes here to really form. And again, perfect opportunity to do a little bit more, make a nice hash brown. While our tater tots get tasty, we're taking a break. When we come back, we go from eat your greens to drink your greens, as I share my smoothie suggestion for your kids ahead on Dinner DeeAs. Welcome back to Dinner DeeAs. Family food is on the menu as I make a meal that's kid-friendly, easy on the wallet, and even better for your conscience, and quick. My homemade chicken tenders, which I'm making with tater tots, plus in a moment, a bonus beverage, my Purple Rain smoothie. Before the break, we got the cooked tenders out of the oil. If in doubt, use a thermometer to make sure they're properly cooked. Then got our cooked, drained, and cooled taters and grated them for the tots, squeezing out moisture to help get them crispy, and combine them with salt, white pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, flour, and cornstarch, plus an egg to hold it all together. And frying them in the same oil as the tenders. They've been in there for about 3-4 minutes here. So let's take a look and see that last batch here. And look how beautiful these look. Golden brown. And because you're controlling this whole piece of being able to form them and shape them and using the box grater, you'll see the edges. So it gets even crispier, and it just makes her this beautiful, beautiful crunchy bite that's just out of this world fantastic. We're gonna pull those last two out. And just, again, I like to make sure that they're going to be on a nice rack here and a cooling rack here, so that way then they don't get soggy. Little salt while they're still hot coming out of the oil, and they are done. We could turn off our oil and let that start to cool down while we cool things down inside the Dinner DeeAs kitchen with a beautiful smoothie. And this is really, really fun. When Beth was pregnant, she was doing smoothies a lot with Shem in the mix. So this one was actually one that we had a lot at the house. Now we've got some frozen blueberries that are going in. Now this is really, really cool, really, really fun. This is what's gonna give that purple for that Purple Rain in honor of Prince, because Prince is awesome. We're gonna add just a little bit of some apple juice, a little bit of some orange juice, some frozen strawberries. We've got some apples that I peeled and that I just cubed up. We're gonna add just a little bit of some spinach, and it might seem like a lot here, folks, but this is where we're hiding our greens and gonna have some fun with this. We're gonna add just a little bit of some chia seeds. This is perfect for omega-3, a little bit of protein, and when Beth was pregnant, she was going all out with that one, so hey, look, happy wife, happy life, you know what I mean. We're gonna just throw in a banana on the top there, a little bit of some honey, and we're gonna do this in a little bit of a batch here because I don't think I'm gonna be able to kind of get everything in the way that I want. Let's see how this all comes together here. Everything's blended nicely. It's all as one. That's perfect for the family. One last break. When we come back, dinner is served alongside my smoothie ahead on Dinner DeeAs. Welcome back to Dinner DeeAs, where I'm making another recipe by request. Joe wrote us asking for a kid's meal of chicken tenders, and here it is, my homemade chicken tenders with from-scratch tater tots, plus my Purple Rain smoothie. Thank you, Prince. Let's go ahead and pour this one first. Let's get this one straight in, and this is really cool because it's got so many great fruits, vegetables, that your kids are never gonna know what's in there, that you're hiding all the good stuff for them, and know that you're doing something healthy for them. And that right there is perfect the way that it is. And let's have some fun with our tater tots. I'm gonna just put them right into the center of our plate here and just kind of form a nice little bit of some height, because now you can have as many as you want or as little as you want. I'm just gonna take my tenders, and as I say, I like to do about 3 per adult. And why I like to have the tenders on the tots right there in the center is now I've got a platform for these tenders to kind of sit upward, because, yeah, sure, Dad, it might look cool, it might taste right, but you know what, though? I love my family. You do too, so you want to give them that extra bit of love. Joe, if you make this for your kids, let us know. Send us a photo, and don't forget, find the recipes for all of this at our website, dinnerdeas.com, or just scan the QR code in the corner of the screen. I'm Jeff Philbin. Thanks for watching, and see you next time with more ideas for dinner, as we call them, Dinner DeeAs.